live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night, August 1st, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Glad you're in. Lots to do on a busy Thursday. It's going to be Rick Delgado sitting to my left is going to do some news. And what even is that on a Thursday night tonight? Special tonight?
Yeah.
And you know why it's a special tonight? Well, that's because Fran's going on vacation after tonight. So we got to get it in now while Fran's here.
Right.
Do you know who's taking over for Fran as of tomorrow?
Let me guess. He's always on the highway, and
Harry on the highway going to take over for Fran. So we're going to do What Even Is That tonight, because Delgado likes to read off the teleprompter and have it actually work and the words go in the right way. So. Welcome back, Harry. Glad to have you back. Harry on the highway in the building tonight. First time I've seen Harry in what seems like a month.
And from what Aaron was saying, he's just destroying everything in his wake.
Well, of course.
It's like a bull in a china shop back there.
Kevin Downey Jr. sitting to my right. He's going to do some news as well. How are you?
Groovy, man. Thanks for having me back.
Looking good over there, giving Slick Rick a run for his money. Delgado's going to have some news. KDJ's going to have some news as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down. Slick will be here, running just a tad late, which is not convenient tonight because tonight is the Hall of Fame game in the NFL. Not that we care all that much, but it is a bettable football game, which makes the odds makers live and back and ready to go. But we can't do it tonight because Slick's not here to make a pick. So,
well, what time's the game start?
2 minutes ago.
Oh, it already started.
It just
8 o'clock.
Man.
Maybe it didn't kick off yet, but it's 8 o'clock game.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't kicked off yet.
It's not like there's been a pivotal play. He could walk in any moment.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess.
As long as nobody scored first, right? You can jump in.
Not even playing yet.
Don't try to tell your book
Yeah, they're probably doing some type of ceremony before.
You want to bet the game after it started, but
even them at the game, they're waiting for Slick Rick to get into place.
yeah. All right, so we'll see what time Slick gets here. Maybe we'll do it anyways and see what you guys pick. Maybe it's like Delgado says, it'll be 0-0. So, what even is that tonight at 9 o'clock?
Yes. This will be KDJ's first is inaugural. He's never been here for one.
I can't wait.
You're a What Even Is That virgin?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Gonna pop that cherry tonight. Boy.
Well,
you want a hint?
no, I don't need any hints tonight.
It's I'll give the audience a hint. How about
They don't
that?
need any hints either.
It's called I told you so. That's all I'm gonna say. Hashtag told you so.
You might want to stay around till 9 o'clock. That's all I'll say about it. That's the only hint I'll give. You might want to watch this one.
Hashtag told you so.
You know, this is just ridiculous.
Followed up by hashtag.
No, we don't need any more hashtags.
We don't need any more hashtags?
No.
Not even your own words?
No.
Being used against you?
just be quiet, you.
I'm just saying. All right.
Just be quiet.
Cool.
I've prepared myself mentally all day for this 5 minutes.
Is that why you brought the hat in today to cover your embarrassed face?
Come on, this is a good looking hat right here. Come on. Now tomorrow night's going to be hat night on the show, and Pizza Friday. So we're gonna do that. So, well, I want to start the show by wishing my mom and my dad a happy drum roll. 54 years of marriage today, August 1st. 54 years.
Marital bliss, they
call it. Marital bliss. I talked to my dad today. He said it's been the best 4 years of his life. So, no, I talked to both of them together today. And 54 years. Quite amazing. Quite awesome. Great. Just everything. Role models for how to be parents.
Except when it comes to you, of course.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, look, obviously they know what they're doing. Hello. So, happy anniversary to mom and dad. 54 years, an example that we all set out to, those of us who are happily married and remain happily married and through the ups and downs of what marriage can be. You got to work at it, but theirs has been great.
Well, congratulations to Mama and Dada.
Yes, 54 years.
54 years. Wow. That's pretty good. You don't find a lot of couples celebrating 54 years.
No, you do not. You know, my wife and I are going to be celebrating. What did we just celebrate?
You better get this right.
What year is it? 19.
19.
No, I'm not good math. I failed math. Mr. Kurowski could remind you. I failed math. 19 years, so we're coming up on 20, which is a big one. And I mean, it just seems like it's been quick. It has not seemed like a lot of work. It's been great. But the point of this, me droning on about it, it's my wife and I, when you say that, Delgado, we don't see many 54. You don't see many 4 or 5s. My wife and I know many girls her age who she went to school with, who got married when we got married. They've been divorced at least once, if not twice, and some are on the road to divorce. I mean, it's just a mess. Just a mess. So 54 is...
Yeah, it's something to...
You're lucky if you see 54 months.
Yeah.
I know somebody recently didn't even make 3 months.
Wow.
3 months?
Really? Holy moly.
Harry.
What did they learn in those 3 months they didn't know before they got married?
I'd say that there's many questions to be asked. That would be a good one. So, all right, lots to do. I want to start, though, on a serious note tonight in the time I have left in this segment, because I think this deserves some time. Greg Jarrett tonight at Fox News. In a painful we mentioned this a little bit last night, but didn't give it the time it really needs. In a painful perversion of justice, the U.S. has agreed to a plea deal with the terrorist mastermind, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, and his 2 accomplices that spares them the death penalty for the murders of nearly 3,000 Americans on September 11th, 2001. The long-suffering family members of the victims expected and deserved justice, but many will be left angry and disappointed by their own government's craven surrender. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell properly expressed the outrage felt by others when he said the Biden-Harris administration's weakness in the face of sworn enemies of the American people apparently knows no bounds, and that is exactly right. He called the accepted pleas a revolting abdication of responsibility. It was already shameful that the case had languished for 21 years in a military tribunal obstructed by unscrupulous defense attorneys and a revolving door of lackluster judges and inept prosecutors. A decade ago, I penned a column attacking the incompetent handling of what is, at its core, an undemanding set of criminal charges. Proof was never an obstacle. Mohammed not only confessed during questioning at the military base in Guantanamo Bay after he was captured in 2003, but bragged about his heinous deeds, saying, quote, "I was responsible for the 9/11 operation from A to Z," he boasted. Beyond that, a mountain of evidence supported an astonishing 169 overt acts that led to the mass murder of that terrible day. But the government's incessant blundering was compounded by then President Barack Obama, who decided, without regard to the families of victims, to drop the military case in favor of a federal court trial, effectively recusing the defendants from their own imminent convictions and probable executions. The cacophony of public condemnation and an act of Congress eventually forced Obama to reverse course, sending the entire legal process back to square one. But in a vindictive maneuver, he then deepened the legal quagmire by issuing an executive order to unilaterally alter the manual for military commissions, which governs procedures. Obama's foolish meddling triggered an endless string of ludicrous delays through meritless motions and trivial appeals. The precept of a speedy trial guaranteed by the Sixth Amendment incorporated into military law was completely ignored. Any sense of urgency or timelessness was abandoned. Bereaved 9/11 families were all but forgotten, and their unimaginable grief just discarded. To his credit, President Trump directed that no plea deals would be accepted. He refused to negotiate with terrorists, even in a military court. The prosecutions moved forward only to wither when Joe Biden assumed office. In addition to being the architect of the worst terrorist attack on American soil, Mohammed admitted that he personally decapitated Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl in a gruesome atrocity displayed on video. He also claimed credit for the shoe bomber Richard Reed's failed attempt to explode a passenger jet over the Atlantic Ocean. In his confessions, Muhammad said he yearned for death to become a martyr to the al-Qaeda cause, but pompous cowards often have a change of heart as the gallows draw near. Now, in what can only be called a national disgrace, our government has chosen to appease Muhammad and his fellow terrorists by liberating them from death sentences. This sends an unambiguous message to all terrorists elsewhere that the U.S. is weak. They too can slaughter Americans with impunity without facing the ultimate of consequences. Biden insisted he played no role in the decision. Let me just jump in here on my own for a second. That's bullcrap. The president can at any time say no deals, as President Trump showed us. Ending the prosecutions moves him closer to his campaign promise of shuttering the Gitmo facility. He doesn't care about justice or the anguish or heartbreak of thousands of families who lost loved ones and continue to mourn. In this very tragic way, the victims of 9/11 did die in vain. The injustice represents an indelible stain on their sacred memories. 2,996 people had their lives taken that day by savage acts. Yet their murderers now get to live. America today is a sadder place. And that is excellent by Greg Jarrett today.
Yeah. Yeah, stunning.
Unfathomable things being done by this administration. This, on top of what we've already seen with the current vice president, who will never be asked about it, support for Hamas, her deep, close connection to CARE, which is a Hamas front group here in the U.S., and she continues to just go in front of podiums and go in front of microphones making rehearsed fake speeches and then walking away. All of it rehearsed, all of it thought through, all of it storyboarded to see what works to make her look like she's the de facto president of the United States, which maybe she is. But she'll never be asked a serious question about her support for the enemy, her connection to CARE. And don't you know she's thinking about picking Josh Shapiro now? So now you can't say anything that she's an anti-Semite or anything else because he's Jewish. So this is just a disgrace on top of many disgraces from this administration. All right, just getting started on a Thursday night. Slick's got sports coming up. News with Delgado, Kevin Downey Jr. When we get back.
Oh, wow. Party tomorrow night. Let's go. I'm going to Hooters or whatever it is. I don't even know what. Oh, cans? What are you, Delgado? You don't go anywhere. What are you talking about? Delgado. Don't go nowhere.
I don't know where we went. I don't even remember what.
Twin Peaks, that's another good name for something like that.
Oh, we're on a fight night. What night was that? So I don't even know. I don't know. There was the UFC stuff was going on. It was Saturday.
On Saturday night.
Wherever I was, I don't know what town, state, but it was the girl's behind. That much I do remember. So who's the girl after 3 months they got divorced? Is she crying? Is she going
I know the girl. I know the guy. So not the girl.
She might need a bottle of wine and a shoulder to cry on, Harry.
Is she pretty?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. All right.
On that note, Harry's got wants nothing to do with it. I'll see you.
Harry, we'll see you
That's Harry's exit strategy. She's not
Bye,
pretty?
Harry.
I'm out of here. That's Harry's strategy. I'm out.
She's not a Playboy model.
Yeah, that's it.
nice sometimes.
That's it.
What the heck?
I just got taking the whole deeper.
Yeah,
wanted to make sure
that's
no
right,
one
Harry.
or anything, you know. You went to a funeral or something.
Turn. Oh, that looks nice. That matches your shirt nice. That matched my suit too.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here before.
That's very nice. That's
Where's hat day, Slick?
now, is that a new hat or?
Tomorrow's hat day. We're officially making Friday Pizza Day hat day.
Oh boy. Okay. I got to see if I have a hat that's worth.
boy.
I have a good hat. I got something to wear.
You got to
One
have
the
more
other
than
day,
one
though.
hat.
I got several.
Talking here, my mic's not even.
I had they got. Oh, that's
Thank you, everybody, for all the anniversary wishes from my parents. I'll pass them along. If you're on social media, make sure you hit the like, subscribe. Please subscribe to the channels if you haven't, as the social media continues to grow on a nice upward climb.
really.
I looked at some of the numbers today, so just keep it going, sharing, subscribing. Someone said, what kind of pizza tomorrow night? I don't know. Slick, you're going to pick it?
Nah, you know what? I'd go full bacon. It's so good. Pepperoni's
Sicilian bacon?
Yeah, the pepperoni's a waste. Just got to go all bacon. Right, Kevin?
You know,
What do you like, Kevin? Canadian bacon?
You know what? I'll tell you. 25% of me likes Canadian bacon, but the
See?
other 75%.
All right, we'll let you
doesn't
pick
matter.
tomorrow night, Kev.
Yeah,
So
Kev, what do you want? Pineapples?
What do you want?
Oh, you know what? I love pineapple.
Pineapple
Pineapple
pizza.
and ham. I know that'll get me eaten up on Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would get you. Where's Delgado?
All right, 17 past the Here he comes. 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. I mean, if you're going to go to the bathroom, you think you can make it in 3 minutes to get back in time? I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's not sock time. Not warming the
I mean,
socks.
yeah, you're
are
not
you?
warming up your socks anymore.
Sometimes,
We're like 4 months away from that.
Yeah.
sometimes if you're holding it too long, then you have a problem breaking the seal, and you got to talk the guy out. Like, come on, you got me here. Let's do this.
All right.
All right, Delgado.
All right, Slick, since you're here, first of all, how are you?
Delgado, go. I'm good, big I'm rocking and rolling.
You're
A
looking
big
good.
night tonight for the chamber. We got a nice big check, $500,000 from Doug Smith, our New York State Assemblyman.
Do I get it?
for a
What
park.
percentage of that is mine? Zero.
You get the tip. No tax on tips, big day. I know. And good meeting. We had a nice time. Nice turnout. We had everybody from Congress there. We had a nice nice
Okay, that's
showing.
great. We got to get to the important stuff.
What's that?
And that would be the NFL game tonight that's
Yes,
already
we got-
started that
I know.
you missed at 8 o'clock.
Chicago
so
Bears.
0-0 still.
Yep, 10:41 to go in the first.
Someone's a 2.5-point favorite.
Probably the Texans.
Houston is a 2.5-point favorite.
Yep.
We won't even play the music because we got to just get the pick in before someone scores. Who do you got, Slick?
I'll take the Texans.
All right, you're taking the Texans minus 2.5?
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, first preseason. These don't count until we get to the regular season. This is just warm-up for you guys. We won't count the records. We'll start from scratch when we get to the regular season. But who do you got?
I was taking the Texans also.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both got Houston minus 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
I thought it was -2.
Oh, he's always got extra.
I mean, I'm just.
I know where he's going. He's going.
Delgado, what's the closing line?
It says 2.5.
Okay, thank you. I'm not making it up.
All right,
I'm on the
big dude.
Caesars
All right.
app.
We know you're
Minus 2.5.
You're above board. We know.
Thank you. 2.5.
That was
And the over-under, I think, is 33.
31. Oh, what the heck?
33. I don't know. I
it
probably
was
would take the
31.
under if I had
Oh,
to play
definitely
this
you would
game.
take the
Yeah,
under.
take the under.
Definitely the under.
But all right, you guys both
Preseason.
got Houston, so we'll see what happens.
Guys
So,
don't know what. Who do you have?
I'm not picking. I have the under.
You're too good for.
I'll take the
preseason.
the
You
total.
under. Okay.
I'll take the under 33.
All
so.
right. Delgado's got the Mets. Who does Harry have?
No
Twin
way.
Peaks. All right, let's
The New York
19 past the hour. What even is that's coming up at 9 o'clock?
nice.
Slick, are you were you in on this too?
No, I just know it's
okay.
coming up tonight. Yeah.
Okay, it is coming up tonight.
What inside joke?
Well, maybe we'll just I don't know.
You'll enjoy it. I make reference to us.
I enjoy all the what
We're
even
good.
is that. They're
We're
great.
good.
Yes. Now, Kevin, this is his first soiree into a what even is that?
Yeah, I've never
You're a what even is that virgin?
Yes.
I don't even know what even is that is.
Yeah.
What
most,
even is
most people don't.
What even is that? Yes. So,
Yeah, well, we'll hammer it out for you in a little bit. Don't worry.
all right, Slick, are you ready to do some sports?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
we'll
time
jump.
for sports.
Yeah, let's
Sports is
get
brought
what
to you
we
by
got.
Mike Lindell and My Pillow. Kevin Downey Jr., by the way, is in charge of picking the Pizza Friday. So those of you asking in the chat what it's going to be, we're going to leave it up to Kevin. So we'll announce that either first thing tomorrow when we get on air. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll save it for tomorrow night when we get on air. and we'll announce what it was. So,
We could leave it up to the viewers.
well,
That
we could
be
do that
dangerous.
one week too. We could leave it up to the viewers. I'll put a on YouTube. I can put a poll up on what it should be, and we'll see what gets the most votes. Maybe we'll do that.
I'm not eating spam.
All right, Slick, let's do some sports.
Okay, so we just talked about the Hall of Fame game, Canton, Ohio. Love it over there. Absolute great time. I was there about 14 years ago when Emmitt Smith went in the Hall of Fame, along with Jerry Rice, leading all-time NFL rusher and wide receiver. So that was pretty cool. So Bears and Texans, no score there. We'll track that. 9 minutes to go in the first, and Big D's got the under, and Aaron and I are laying 2.5 points to the Bears. Big day in the Olympics. We'll get to some stories, including a crazy story. But let's get to Major League Baseball scores first. Guardians right now over the Orioles 5-2, bottom 6. Top 8, we got the Royals topping the Tigers 6-1. Braves blanking the Marlins 4-zip, top 4. Top of the second, Cards 1-0 over the Cubbies. We have the Rockies and Angels coming up at 9:38 p.m. first pitch. So kind of a light night in the Major League Baseball world. But got to get to this story, and this really just kind of sums it all up for the wacky insanity. What's going on with transgender in sports? This one took the cake today in the Olympic arena in front of everyone, and here we go. I have never been hit so hard in my life. Italian female boxer lasts just 46 seconds against a fighter who failed the gender test. And this is Simon Kent of Breitbart. 46 seconds. That was the sum total of time a female Italian boxer lasted in the ring at the Paris Olympics before she retired from a bout against an Algerian fighter caught in an eligibility furor. 25-year-old Iman Keith was cleared to compete at the 2024 Olympics, even after being disqualified from the IBA 2023 World Boxing Championships for failing gender eligibility tests, according to Fox News. The International Olympic Committee, which uses different criteria to determine eligibility, ruled Khalif eligible to compete. Everyone competing in the women's category is complying with competition eligibility rules, IOC spokesperson Mark Adams said. You see, he was right on it. They are women in their passports, and it is stated that this is the case, that they are female. What happened to all this testing that they do in the Olympics, right? For steroids and stuff.
Well, what is this whole phrase you're using? Failed the what? Gender test?
Yeah, failed the gender test. Well, you know what that means.
In other words,
yeah,
it's a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Failed the gender test.
Went in.
What gave it away? Oh, I don't know. Your penis. That's what gave it away. I mean, what do we fail the gender test?
You're
How
right.
is it performance-enhancing drugs are not acceptable, but testicles are?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well,
Failed the gender test.
I mean,
in
I
other
don't-
words,
I don't have a clip of this fight, but this
We do.
Actually,
this
we do.
person, you have it? Yeah, this person was mauled, and if you have that clip, I don't know what the cut is, but if we could roll that
cut number
clip.
4.
Yeah, I mean, this will tell it all. I don't have to even set it up. Look at this.
Solid, straight right hand.
I mean, first right
hit.
hand.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, no, I'm not. I want to live. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. And
That's insane.
that's your Olympics, and that's why. Listen, there was some highlights today. Of course, you know Simone Biles, the women's gymnastics, she did great. Men's Olympic basketball team continues to pour it on. I'm not really loving them anyway, especially with LeBron leading the flag there. But overall, good day for swimming as well. Ledecky had a big day, but man, Big D, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, the new face
that's
of
what
boxing.
Turns people
a
off.
man beating up a woman.
Yeah,
It's the new face of Olympic boxing, and it's seemingly, I guess, more acceptable to too many people. And this is why when you talk about this race, that's probably right now a dead heat. We should be able to win this race going away without having to discuss whether we think she's black or Indian, which I think is fine given how he was ambushed yesterday. And I thought the president was fine. But we should be able to win this race on the economy, and we do not think men should be able to beat up women. That's our two-subject platform. We want you to be able to afford gas, afford groceries, and we don't think men should be able to beat up women. And that's it. We'll stop there. That should be enough to win. And let's focus on that.
Yeah. What's crazy is that this guy, we'll call him a guy. I forget his name. I know I sent it in, but I forgot his name. He's got another bout set up on Saturday against another woman called Luca. My suggestion to Luca: play a little Rochambeau before the first punch is thrown. You know, kick him in the nuts, and then he can kick you in the nuts, and then if it doesn't bother him, if it shakes it off, that means he doesn't have any. That's how you prove if you've got the right stuff.
I say we go ask Tyson if he wants to wear a wig and see if he wants to get back into. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
identify for a couple hours.
That's
and
crazy. Damon.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is the guy in the red, and his next opponent is the girl in the orange.
Unreal. And the Trump campaign is contesting Kamala supports Olympic fighter defeating female boxer in 46 seconds because of their Title IX changes, allowing men to compete in women's sports and as well being in the locker rooms.
We know she supports it. She's all in on it. She has told us so.
Mm-hmm.
Go look at Maze Moore on Twitter today. He has a video from her in 2019 sitting with a transgender interviewer, talking how she's all in on it, talking about what she did in San Francisco, talking about what she did as a prosecutor.
Yep.
She's all for destroying women in women's sports. She's fine with what happened in boxing today. The whole administration is.
Disgusting.
That's
The whole damn party is, for the most part.
That's the craziest part of all this.
That's it. Him, the other day.
Wild,
Gotta
right?
go.
Just wild.
Yep.
President Trump says it all the time. Oh, should I even have to say this? I'll keep men out of women's sports. I have to say that?
It's crazy.
The face of Olympic boxing is a dude beating up a girl who trained her whole life to get to this moment and can't even fight? I don't know.
I'm going to go with the pineapple ham just to see how people go nuts.
That's dull.
He'll get 0.0.
You know what happened? They probably closed it down. The YouTube. Oh, let me go to the YouTube. See my friends.
You going to the YouTubes?
I have two friends in the YouTube. Oh God, we're gonna end up with meat lovers was a good idea. I am. I'm over there. I'm trying to stoke the fire in the YouTube, Big D. I'm trying.
Pineapple ham.
There's Moon Pie. There's my buddy. Moon Pie. Much love. Moon Pie in the chat.
Did you go all bacon?
Oh, the Baconator. Meat lovers. Full on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, meat lovers. I got
Yeah.
free meatballs on set every night. I don't even, come on.
Yeah.
All bacon, pineapple, ham, meat lovers.
How'd you like to meet these
Delgado
fellas?
rice my stuff.
Do one more?
Thanks for that story, Rick. I saw that. That the story just flowed a little better for me. Ew, no clam. We're not having
Clam?
seafood on pizza. Are you out of your
talking?
mind? You do that, I'm going to quit the show.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
You put clams on pizza.
Clams
I quit.
on pizza.
I'm retiring.
Here we go. Start.
It's like wearing black socks and sandals.
All right, the poll's official.
Damon does that.
I know.
The poll's official on YouTube. The poll is official for Friday Night Pizza. Is on YouTube in the chat. Let's go.
Why'd you take your hat off? I love that hat. Looks great on you, man.
Well, because tomorrow night's hat night.
Yeah, looks good on
I
you.
don't want to be. Am I
You should
the
wear
only
that
one
every
wearing a
night,
hat?
man. That hat looks good. Kevin brought a hat.
It is a good look. Yeah, come
Looks
on
good
now.
on you.
Kevin, you wear your hat, Kevin? You're going to save it tomorrow night.
No, that's
Oh,
for
I
me.
got. Wait till you see what I got tomorrow night. Oh, I got an ensemble with my hat.
Oh, my God. One of those, cheetah...
He's coming for you, is what he's saying.
Chichi
Nicely.
Rodriguez?
Yeah, I am.
He's trying to be nice about it, but he's coming for
What
you.
do I have?
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
No one's going to be looking at you tomorrow. They're going to be listening. Look at that KDJ. Look what he's doing with that. Damn.
Yeah.
Did we get to all? How many sports stories did you get to? Only one, right?
I
you
did
got
the
more?
scores, too. I'm good. No, I'm good. I'll
You good?
come around.
All right, Delgado, we'll do some news.
Yep.
Brent Mosey says bacon in the YouTube.
Well, we got the poll. We got a poll on.
Come on, get in there, Brent. Mosey on down.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B. The poll is official. It's on YouTube right now for Pizza Friday. Let the audience vote what it should be. We'll get it. We'll stick with what the poll goes with, I think, as long as we can. So the poll is live over at YouTube. YouTube.com/@LFS6B, I believe is how you get to it. If you're watching on YouTube, you can take part in the poll. We'll say at the end of the show who's winning. So, all right, let's do some news. News is brought to you by our friends at 7Cells, 7cells.com. And here with that is Rick Delgado, who has What Even Is That coming up 9 o'clock, top of the hour. You don't want to miss that. Rick Delgado, what's going on?
All right. Well, first, let's start off with a little bit of theorizing, shall we? Yes, I have a theory, Damon. Because it seems like not only are we being inundated with this with the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed deal, right? So you got one terrorist deal going on, then you've got the other deal with the Jordanians that rammed their truck into Quantico Marine Corps base down in Virginia. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
Well, it turns out the Biden administration has refused to answer questions, rule out terrorism, or even reveal the names of the 2 Jordanians in the country illegally, one of whom had illegally crossed the U.S. southern border, and the other one was on an expired student visa for a school that he never went to. The Department of Justice, Department of Defense, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and, of course, the FBI all circled the wagons to guard even the identities of the 2 Jordanians against 5 written congressional inquiries, 6 by Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, seeking government briefings about the incident, and most recently, a subpoena by the Republican-led House Homeland Security Committee of DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Government lawyers went so far as to refuse the CIS, Center for Immigrant Studies, Freedom of Information Act requests on the grounds that releasing their names was a clearly unwarranted invasion of their personal privacy, Damon. Can you believe that? And then they said it was of minimal public interest, despite the congressional and media inquiries. Well, good work by these reporters here. Turns out the Center for Immigration Studies, has found out the names of these 2 men, Hassan Hamadan and Mohammed Dabas. The records also provide an indication of at least what the federal government has done with them since their May 3rd arrest. And it turns out, well, they let them go.
Yeah. You know what? May I opine or maybe ask a question or two? If I were to do a dine and dash at Denny's, if I were to enjoy my moons over my hammy and bolt, my name would be all over the media. But then again, I'm a right-wing wacko, so I don't get the same treatment. There's a serious bromance between the Democrats and Islam, or at least the violent end of Islam. That's why we're not seeing anything being done there. That's why these guys got that deal today.
Yeah.
And Kamala Harris, they're all in bed with these knuckleheads who kill us. This is all part of the globalist plan. Islam is part of it with China, and their plan is to take over the world. And of course, 2 guys who pretended to be Amazon drivers trying to get onto Quantico, didn't have any ID, tried to blow past them. Don't worry about that. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go after those old ladies for January 6th. Got to get them. But these are terrorists. If best case scenario, this was a dry run.
Yeah, of course.
Still haven't heard what's in that truck.
Definitely a dry run. Both men were held by ICE until about the final week of July when they agreed. We'll just take their word for it to certain conditions of their release, that they show up for all upcoming immigration proceedings. I can't even read that with a straight face. They are likely free now, pending those unknown immigration proceedings and the criminal ones in Alexandria. So there you have it. Just another stunning example of how the government actually hates you. And as Kevin said, is looking to try and stir something up. Something's coming down the pike. And, again, you look at the prisoner swap this morning, right? That we had coming out of Russia. We get some journalists and some other people out, and they get some killers back. So that's even. I don't know if you remember.
Did you hear the journalist to Biden,
No.
by the way? This journalist in the press, after he gets done, says to him, President Biden, former President Trump was saying that he could have got them back without having to give up any concessions. And Biden goes back to the mic and says, well, why didn't he do it when he was president then? And the media goes, oh, listen to that mic drop. Oh, man, that was good. Yeah, there's only one problem with that.
They weren't.
3 of the 4 people released weren't prisoners until Biden took office.
Yep.
Moron.
Oh man, come on.
So this hack so-called journalist either knew that and she was in on this to make him look good, or proving once again that they're all clueless?
I'm going to go with clueless. I don't think she was that smart. You're giving her way too much credit to say, I'm going to create this. This will be great. I don't think that's possible.
Dana Batch comes back. Oh, look at my mic drop. Mic drop. Really?
Mic drop.
Mic drop?
Yeah. The dropper, right?
Yeah. Drop the mic and stop talking, Dana. You're an idiot. All this terror stuff, and like I said, I wanted to theorize a little bit. The prisoner swap, I think it's all done because we're seeing a rash of it. Over the last couple days, that's all we've seen, right? Aside from the taking out of the Hamas leader in Iran, which I'll get to in a little bit, you've also got these prisoner swap things happening. Why? To take away, and I think, this is just my theorizing here, take away the attention that there is still more stuff coming out about the attempted assassination on President Trump, including that tape that was played last night, where you see the guy running across the
I couldn't
the
get
roof
over
there.
that. I kept watching that.
And they need to get that. They need people to stop talking about that. How do you do that? Well, look at this victory. We just saved American lives. And that'll kind of hopefully push that to the side. But that's just my theory. I don't know. It just seems like we keep seeing more and more videos keep coming out, more and more information coming out of this attempted assassination on July 13th, and they are desperate to hide it. You heard about what they're doing with social media. You can't even search for it. The stuff won't come up. Mm-hmm. So I think the whitewashing, as they say, is in full bloom. Now, talking about Iran, and this is coming from Iran, their supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, I think they all have the same name, ordered retaliation
I think so.
after a humiliating security failure as Iran once again balances showing strength against the risk of escalation. From what I'm reading in some of these articles, this is a huge embarrassment to the people, to the people of Iran. Well, not the people, to the leaders of Iran, to have this guy killed right in their own backyard.
He was bragging about how safe he is hours before. And did you hear how they killed him? It's brilliant.
It was what they planted the bomb a few months ago, right?
A few months ago. It's under his bed, which means Israel, I mean, maybe they got the maid working the inside angle there. I don't know. Ooh. But they knew when he was going to be there. They waited a couple months. And so later they're just like, all right, you guys ready? It's probably asleep right. And boom. It's the religion of pieces. He's in pieces now. And man, are they humiliated.
Yeah. So that's what we're finding out. And again, this is a huge humiliation for the leaders in Iran. The supreme leader issued the order for Iran to strike Israel directly in retaliation for the killing in Tehran of Hamas's leader, Ismail Haniyeh. According to 3 Iranian officials briefed on the order, Mr. Khamenei gave the order at an emergency meeting of Iran's Supreme National Security Council on Wednesday morning, shortly after Iran announced that he had been killed, and said the 3 Iranian officials, including 2 members of the Revolutionary Guard. You know, those guys are like, you better not use my freaking name. They asked that their names not be published because they didn't want to be assassinated. Iran and Hamas have accused Israel of the assassination. Israel, which is at war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip, has neither acknowledged nor denied killing of Mr. Haniyeh, and who was in Tehran for the inauguration of the new president. Iran's new president. At his inauguration, one of his guests of honor gets blown up in bed. What does that tell you? Israel has a long history of killing enemies abroad, including Iranian nuclear scientists and military commanders through almost 10 months of war in Gaza. Iran has tried to strike the balance, putting pressure on Israel with sharply increased attacks by its allies and proxy forces while avoiding an all-out war between the two nations. So there you have that. And again, it's all kind of coming together at the same time, isn't it, in the Middle East? It's kind of crazy. And again, making reference to the bomb being smuggled into Tehran, into the guest house, coming from the New York Times months ago, that killed the Hamas leader, is just it's got to make the people, or at least the leaders in Iran, going, do you think they planted any more bombs?
Yeah.
You would think they'd be a little nervous now. Hey, how did we miss this?
Let's get a hotel.
What else did we miss? It's almost like the Secret Service is working over there.
Yeah. They miss everything.
Yeah.
Don't they have a Secret Service that does a sweep?
You would think.
And again, that smelly, pimply-faced incel that took a shot at Trump, we still don't know if he had the gun already hidden here. How would they miss? I mean, if they can miss a gun in a sweep, they can probably miss an explosive underneath the bed somewhere.
I don't think you're wrong, Delgado, about the whole Trump trying to get away. They've kind of. I mean, how long did we get January 6th stuff shoved down our throat? And what's it been about 19 days since Trump? I mean, he's just gone, just vanished. Right, the whole story. I mean, nothing.
It makes him look like a boss. They hate it. They hate the picture. They hate that he survived. They hate that I can't say that he's going to win because of that. But my God, how do you not vote for the guy now? He literally took a bullet to the face for the nation. Yeah. He survived.
I'll tell you the other thing you're starting to see happen through all of this, even this prisoner swap now, is the vice president was deeply involved with the. look at her leadership. And meanwhile, she's done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, ask her one question about it and see if she could even know the names of the people that got released.
She will answer her first question about anything substantive on January 20, God forbid, but January 21st, 2025. Yep. That is when she'll do her first press conference. That is when she'll get asked her first question. She is not going to, because we're in this compressed time, you can see the game plan now. We're in a compressed time, 93 days. How many old videos, how many old things can you go find of her? There's not a lot of time left. They are hoping that she can incorporate the Biden 2020 strategy in a different way and just stay away from everything, stay away from everybody, even friendlies. She got on the tarmac today. They had this fake podium that they brought for the tarmac for her to make this speech while she sat in her car, waited for them to be ready, then came out and read a minute, and then turned around and got right on the plane.
Yeah, we actually
to the most friendly reporters that you could have. She wouldn't even take questions from them. Yeah. She's going to take no questions. She's going to do no unscripted anything, and they are going to try to get by with as she changes every belief she's had. Today she walks away from voting rights of felons. Before it was always, well, we probably should have that conversation. Everything we should have that conversation. One of her, other than being unburdened, we should have that conversation. Is one of her favorite sayings. But today, all of a sudden now, well, I'm a prosecutor. Of course, I'm not for them voting. Oh, in the media. Oh, okay, excellent. Yeah. Thank you. We'll write that down. I mean, this is clearly the strategy that they are imploring and will implore.
And I said they would do this, didn't I?
Do what specifically?
Told you that when they pick the next, and I thought it was going to be Michelle, but it's Kamala. It's just going to be like a fashion show. You're not going to be able to say anything. She's just going to walk around, lots of pictures, glad handing. Waving, that's it. Not much. They don't want her to speak. If she speaks, she's dead meat. And they know it.
The importance of the passage of time in a Russian gulag.
All right, Kevin Downey Jr. coming up with some more news. What even is that? 9 o'clock. Don't want to miss that one. And our poll on YouTube, we'll check in with it.
Pizza.
So everybody that's liked the page has voted, but that's only 274 votes.
Come on,
275 folks. And 278 thumbs up. We need to get more.
Get on the YouTube.
Well, right now it's a blowout.
Oh no!
Bacon pizza all the way.
No, it's going to be the stupid Hawaiian crap.
No,
that's and it's meat lovers.
Meat lovers is
all right. I can. Do it.
I wrote meatloaf. This is my eyes. This is a problem with my eyes.
You wrote meatloaf?
Meatloafera, I wrote.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I didn't write an S. I wrote an A. That's because I can't see. Meat lovers is just running away with it. 57%.
Wow.
All bacon and pineapple and ham was tied at 18.
That looks like Kamala Harris's polling.
And white is only lagging at 8%. Really? People don't like white, huh? You never had it from New York. White pizza's good.
That's racist.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Biggity.
Meat lovers, 56. People like their meat. What's considered meat lovers? Sausage, meatball,
Bacon.
pepperoni.
pepperoni.
Yeah.
Don't forget bacon.
I don't know.
Pepperoni.
Is bacon part of that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it just like everything?
What's the difference between bacon and sausage? Not much.
That's what she said.
Fred must have one of those big feathers out tonight. Fran, you got a big feather in there?
Damon, they're going to try to keep her in the basement or in the upstairs bunker. Yeah, they're gonna try to keep her away from the microphone. I don't know about in the basement. She'll be out there, but she will not be in front of a microphone. And she certainly won't do what Trump did yesterday. Think she'd go to the NRA convention?
She wouldn't even go to the black journalist.
She wouldn't even go there.
And according to her, she's black now.
Well, of course. She always was. What are you talking
Well, who
about?
cares? Again, that's the point. I don't care that she's black or Indian or anything else she wants to say she is. What I care is that she's a communist.
Oh, it's an understatement.
Mac and cheese pizza, pretty good.
Yeah, that's not
Oh, look
bad.
at
I don't
that.
know.
How could that be good? That's like a heart
come
attack
on.
waiting.
Technically, all pizza is.
Technically, you're right.
Good point. Good point.
Taco pizza's.
Big D, I love the hat. Thank you very much.
Yeah, taco pizza's not bad. How about mushrooms?
Taco pizza?
I don't like mushrooms.
You don't like mushrooms?
That is nasty.
Too many in
Taco-
college?
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. What even is that coming up? Top of the hour. Don't miss that. Slick's going to have some more sports. First odds maker of the year is underway. We'll check in on that as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down. Harry on the highway is going to join us for the next 3 nights. His friend is on his way to vacation. Now, this is your big music getaway, right, Fran?
Yeah.
Yes, music festival.
And now is your your dad's band playing?
He's playing Monday night. Yes.
Oh,
nice.
man, come on, come
Yeah.
on. They play any Delbert?
No, they play
They play
Prince.
current music.
They play Let's Go Crazy, right, Fran?
Are they
They
going
do.
to play? Are they going to play? Are you going to borrow Damon's
crazy.
hat for the show?
No, I don't think I need to stand out that much.
They play Prince, but they don't play Delbert?
Come on.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah. Yeah, one's Hall of Fame, the other's Hall of Shame. Come on.
Come on now.
They play two kinds of music: country and western.
No, don't combine those two.
All right, let's do some news with Kevin Downey Jr. He's the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, 10 to 11 a.m. each morning, Monday through Friday, 103.9 LI News right here on Long Island. What's going on, Kev?
Thank you, sir. So, we talked about this the other night. 3 kids showed up at a parade in Chinatown in Seattle, and they had machine guns on them, as kids normally would. One was 13, one was 14. The 2 of the guns were stolen, and they had extra mags, the extra large mags, 30 rounds. That's a felony. They fiddle with it to make it a machine. It's a pistol. Now it's fully automatic. There's just felonies all over the joint. And Seattle's one of those big blue toilet cities that pretends to hate gun violence, though there's no such thing as that, as we all know. It's people violence. Anyway, they let one kid go, and then, today they just felt it was fair to let all of them go. So 3 kids with wildly modified handguns that they should never have. First of all, they're too young to have the gun. Number 2, it's concealed. That's a felony. Number 3, some of them were stolen. That's a felony. That's 4. It's a machine gun. That's 5. And the extended mag is 6 felonies. These are the towns that say, we've got to stop the gun violence. They don't want to stop it. They want gun violence, because then they take the stats and go, look at all these dead people. It must be the guns. And that's when they come after my gat and your gat. And this happens again and again and again. And this state attorney for Cook County, that's Chicago, her name's Kim Fox. She has stopped prosecuting any black man pulled over with an illegal gun. Because, I don't know, equity or something. So I'm telling you, folks, as sure as the sun will rise, they're driving up the gun numbers. And Kamala Harris is on tape talking about gun confiscation. They're going to pay you. They're going to start with the so-called assault weapon. It's not an assault weapon. It's a semi-automatic rifle that shoots freedom seeds, as some people call them, or 223 or bullets. But they're coming after those because, and again, I'm like the mass shooting guy at pjmedia.com. Those guns are so rarely used in mass shootings. This is all about disarming the population. And if you want to know how that goes, you can talk to Germany in 38, Russia, China, talk to Pol Pot's people that, well, they're dead. Never mind, you can't. But you see where I'm going? This is where they're going. And that's why they're letting people out. There's nothing to do with equity at all.
You know what's amazing about Kamala Harris and the Democrats' position on this and guns when it comes to gun violence is she puts out this her first ad and it says, we want the freedom. It's all about freedom. We want freedom to make decisions over our bodies. Well, this since the Dobbs decision, the abortion numbers are up. They'll never tell you that. We want freedom from gun violence, but yet she's fine with an open border. She's fine with fentanyl coming across at a rate to kill every American, all 300 million of us, in like, they'll find that in like one package. So they're fine with all of this other violence. What else do you think an open border brings besides fentanyl? Well, it brings arms too, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called gun running.
Yeah,
I think we actually under the Obama administration we did some of that. Right.
So they stand up there and they get on their high horse about all of this stuff, but yet if you think about it logically, they're not for any of that.
No, it's all a ruse. Everything they say is it's a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen. That's all it is. And I'm telling you, I firmly believe that. Well, we all know that roughly 80,000 people die every year from Chinese fentanyl. So they're killing 80,000 people, and they're making mad stacks doing it. They're taking billions of dollars. Now, why would we allow that? You would think it's so easy, just close the border. Well, China gave mad stacks to the Biden family, and I think they're going to do whatever they want, and Biden has to let them. Because if it gets out that they took all that money, which they're trying to do, I mean, I wish the Oversight Committee would hurry up and impeach the guy before he's out. But there's so much money, and the Mexican cartels are in on it. I don't believe anything the Democrats tell you, folks. It is a smoke shield. They're not keeping young black men out of jail. They're keeping criminals on the street. There's a difference. And they want those criminals to shoot people. Everything is a lie.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Kev, you got?
Yeah, I got tons of stuff.
Go ahead.
Let me throw this at you. This whole thing, the transgender transmobob beating up the woman, and remember the drag queens doing the opening thing.
Oh yeah, Last Supper. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So why are they going so heavy on the LGBT thing? Well, look at this. This comes from Just the News. This is Kamala Harris's top 10 most radical positions. And this is her back in 2020 saying that as president, she would reduce incarceration of LGBTQ plus individuals. So what she's basically saying is, if you're on our side, I'm going to let you get away with stuff. Keep in mind, Gavin Newsom, they had this animal. He was 17. He rapes a 10-year-old girl. And by the time he goes through the court system, he's 22. He goes, I'm trans. So Gavin Newsom says, well, just give him 2 years in a juvenile facility. And they're taking care of their voters here. That's why so many of those people in D.C. who are, those rioters the other day, I think most of them are out because they're swinging the bat for the right team. That's all this is. If you join us, we will go easier on you. That's and I've got 10 more. Some of these things are insane. So she openly admits, I'm going to try to pack the Supreme Court. We need 3 more people on there. And can I just say, when you're arguing with your green-haired whatever-in-law, maybe I don't want to pick their gender, and they go, well, Trump packed the court. No, Trump filled vacancies. The Democrats want to pack the court. Yep. They want to make Puerto Rico and D.C. states, because that'll be 4 more senators, and that's going to be the end of this nation if it comes to that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Not only pack the courts, D.C. and Puerto Rico states, end the filibuster, and the list goes on and on and on of things that would be first 100-day events if she was, God forbid, ever elected. Again, she is the most radical, dangerous person ever to elected office. She's to the left of Bernie Sanders on most things, and she's trying to whitewash her history and whitewash all of the things that she... Am I allowed to say whitewash? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably should choose another term. She's trying to whitewash her entire history as a senator and as AG in a city that most people think is a pretty beautiful city that they've destroyed.
Yes.
Absolutely destroyed. And she will do the same to the country if she's elected. And the issue for the Trump campaign, and let's not act like there's no issues, because if she chooses Mark Kelly or Josh Shapiro, the road to 270 is already more difficult for any Republican candidate. It's going to become even that much more difficult because realistically, you want to win both of those. You have to win one of them, but you really want to win both. But they are going to, the press is going to be full court for 93 days to not expose her, to not put her in any dangerous positions, to not ask her any questions. They're fully back to pre-Biden debate, pre-Biden visibly collapsing where they can't deny it, coverage for their people. So they're back to full doing what they do. And so the Trump campaign has got to figure out the messaging, and they've got 95 days to unwrap her true self again to the American people, and they've got to figure out how to do it. All right, what even is that? Coming up, hour 2, right after this.
Everything I'm bringing up is on the radio. So any news I use on my show, and there's always leftovers. So when you say news, I'm always going to have a...
Yeah, good. Yeah,
pile to go.
Don't be afraid to do, 2 or 3 of them.
All right. Yeah, whenever you want, I'll just... I've got some fun... Oh, I got a great one about Kamala caught handing out some cash to bogus commie groups. And what's going on in Venezuela? It's not impossible that happens here in November.
Let's hope it does.
Oh, I know. I hope not.
Let's go check in on our poll.
Check in on the poll.
I don't think I really need to, though, because I think...
Be a poll checker.
I think the mute lovers is running away with it.
Is it?
I think.
Good.
I'm trying to wait for... I don't know why YouTube is so slow.
Because it's YouTube.
For the chat to come up. Where the poll is. There we go.
I heard that.
57% now. 380 votes.
It's starting to come down.
No, it was 56 before.
I thought it was 58.
56. 18 and 18 for the other two, and White still lagging at 8.
Well,
381
I don't think
votes.
people understand white
I'd like to see like 1,000 votes.
Outside
Get
of
at
New
least
York.
like a poll, like a real poll. Like they say we polled 1,100 people or something.
Right.
I'd like to see it get it up to like 1,000.
I'm in the Rumble chat. Hello, the Rumblers.
Checking out Facebook.
I like this YouTube. I like these polls and stuff. What are these super chats people can do?
You like the poll, huh?
What else we can do here? Q&A. I like that. It's pretty cool. Ruby Ivy on YouTube. We're here, Big D. Yes, you are. I'm here too. Five-a-lot slots. I like slots. I have one word for you. Pepperoni pizza. Okay. No. Slots, like slot machines. What's wrong with you?
The same thing.
Slick.
What? What a surprise. The bones on the Rumble chat likes the meat.
James Reed says, I like white pizzas. Yeah, me too.
I think it's a Northeast thing.
It's definitely a Northeast thing.
Yeah.
Someone said, Steven on Facebook goes, spinach with feta and black olives.
Yeah.
That's un-American.
Yeah, if you don't wanna
Straight
be
to jail.
friends with
right, hour 2, live from Studio 6B, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. Rick Delgado's doing the news. What even is that coming up? Slick's going to do some sports. Kevin Downey Jr. is going to do some more news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. What's the update on the Hall of Fame game here? First odds makers of the year, even though it's a soft launch, we'll call it, of the odds makers here. What do we got, Slick?
Well, the Titans jumped out to a nice, Texans, I should say, jumped out to a nice 10-0 lead, Big D. But the Bears came back and made it 10-7.
Oh, my under's not looking good.
So, and right now the Texans are driving, Big D. They're driving in, so we'll see what happens there. But Bears have the ball back. They just punted away. So 10-7, Texans leading the Bears.
All right, very good. We'll do some more sports with Slick in a little bit. If you want to take part in our poll, it's over on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, about what Pizza Friday is going to be right now. Man, it's not even a close race.
No.
Yeah, people love
412 votes. We'd like to see that I'd like to see 1,000 votes. You know, when you read these polls on presidential polls, we polled 1,100 people, we polled 1,200 people, 1,000 likely voters. So we need to get to, I think, to make this legit, probably need to get to like 1,000. Wouldn't you say that makes it like a legit poll?
Oh, come on, YouTube. We got to get to 1,000.
I think 1,000 votes would be considered.
Nice.
We got to go with the winner. Then.
Be nice.
All right, it's time now for one of my new favorite segments. That may be the last time I say that on the show. And that, of course, is Rick Delgado with What Even Is That?
All right. Well, as you can imagine, it's been quite a few weeks, a 2-week period, actually, hasn't it, everyone?
Yes.
From Kamala Harris becoming the Democrat nominee after Joe Biden dropped out of the race to
Correct.
the failed assassination attempt on President Donald Trump. Then we had the RNC convention, and President Trump not only leading the charge for 4 straight nights, but delivering a rousing 90-minute acceptance speech just 5 days after nearly getting his head blown off. Contrast that to what we see from the Democrats over on the left. Yeah, there you go. It's everyone's favorite wacky sitcom old guy president, Joseph Robinette Biden, finishing off the last 3.5-year residency, plagiarizing Dick Van Dyke and Jack Tripper, finally getting the hook. Talk about.
remember that?
Hey, there you go. Hold on to that one there, Joe.
Help me out.
Whoa,
Help me out
oh,
here,
the good
Doc.
doctor there.
Get the good doctor.
Get the straight jacket on.
Is there a doctor in the helicopter?
He needs a straight jacket.
I can't get my coat on.
And being forced out of the running for president in favor of Kamala Harris, or as some might refer to her as,
Kamala Harris, she's the original Haktua girl. That's the way she got where she is.
you can call it stepping aside, quitting, or just being, couldn't stop getting overthrown. Yes, but what really shocked me wasn't that old Joe quit or got shoved out.
Yeah.
I've been saying that, since I've been saying he wasn't going to be the nominee since Paul Nolan was on the show. But now, with all that's gone on in the last week, where does that leave us? Well, as a nation, nothing much has changed, really, except for the fact that Republicans and Democrats in Congress did agree on one thing, and that this DEI hire has outlived her usefulness, and they can cut her loose and pay her out for a job well done.
Sure.
What else does that leave us there, my chemtrails friend there, Slick? I ask you? Well, let's see. I'm glad that you are on the team, and my team chemtrail sidekick. It seems that a wager was agreed to some time ago by, this guy. Yes.
Not coming.
About whether Joe Biden would be the nominee for the Democrats.
Well,
of course, if you're a regular viewer of this fine program, you may remember on numerous occasions that Debbie Downer Damon over here, leading his team of losers, dragging John Solomon and Josh Hammer with him. Check this out.
I have a little friendly wager going with these guys. All 3 of them believe he will not be. John Solomon and I are team Solomon and myself on that he will be. I think you're on our team, if I'm not mistaken. Why are you on our team?
I am, and I've been saying this for over a year now, actually.
Yeah, so there you have it. So as you can imagine, my surprise when the news broke of Joe Biden not running for president anymore, a strange video made its way online. Check it out.
All right, let's just get a couple things straight here.
This is from the Waffle House.
My contention is
that I did not lose this bet because we said all along that the only way this works is if Biden himself
Now pay attention to the
drops out.
wording.
Weasel.
Delgado's and Ammirati's position was that he was going to get forced out at the convention. So my official position as of today is, as of right now, is that I did not lose the bet, and I'm not taking these two bozos to the Sphere to see anything, let alone UFC.
I don't know about you, but I clearly remember we never put any parameters to this bet and said so on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
It was just a blanket assessment that Biden would not be the nominee and that he would probably be pushed out. But I did lay out some scenarios where I thought he could be offered opportunities to save face. Even with all of this clearly understood, Damon wasn't fazed. He continued.
Delgado and Ammirati don't win. Stop sending me pictures of my face on the Sphere. Stop sending me airline ticket prices to get to Las Vegas. Ammirati and Delgado are abusing me already.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
Yeah. So after spending nearly 2 minutes listening to him prattling on about how
God
he
almighty.
did not lose the bet, Damon said because Joe Biden dropped out that he would only accept that we had won the bet if Biden was pushed out. So what does Damon? So what does Damon say next? Well, take a look and listen for
All
yourself.
the tape.
My official position for 6B and our beloved audience is that I did not lose the bet. Biden decided himself to leave, which is just terrible. I hope Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, all the people that Biden stood by for 50 years
What do they do?
are happy with their coup.
There you go. So, let me ask you this. So how does seeing and hearing that make you feel, Damon?
Well, I'll tell you. I mean,
It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
That's right, it doesn't matter. He was forced out, and everyone knows it. I never agreed to a date. I just gave my theories as to when and how it might happen, but nothing was set in stone except that he would not be the nominee, period. End of story.
He's not going to run
And
that.
that is why, when I heard that Biden was out, and that the throngs of people were reaching out to you, Damon, on X, after you posted your cute little video, I had to smile. I was almost giddy because after realizing I had won, I felt like my favorite false, fake NASCAR driver.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. You ain't first, you're last.
That's right, you're last. So claim what you want. Claim what you want to claim. Say what you want to say. Call it rigged. Whatever you want to do. Call your friends and and you guys can complain and commiserate with anyone who will listen to you. But know this, Mr. Grape Juice, you lost this bet. I don't lose.
Lose! I don't lose! I win! I win! That's my job! That's what I do!
Yeah, and that means Slick and I will be anxiously awaiting for you to book our accommodations and release our itinerary.
That looks like him. It sure does.
As you whisk us away on this Damon Finance trip
son of a bitch.
to, you guessed
He's going
it,
to change his name to Dame Gnome.
yes, to the Sphere.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
That's right.
Well, of course, we got to get this in.
Sell out
To the
right
Sphere
there.
in Vegas
course.
for champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Now, as you can tell, I'm not one to gloat.
Oh,
No
God.
skills and you're a loser! I'm a winner, see my prize. You're a loser who sits and cries.
Yeah. I'm not one to gloat or to point out that to the obvious childish tantrum that you drew making that video the other day.
That was not what I was like.
That was in your head. This was Damon in his head. Yes. But just like Paul Pelosi standing there in his skivvies and dress shirt at
Here
his
we
home
go.
at 2 a.m.
Here we go.
You and John Solomon and Josh Hammer, or whoever can dress up any way you like here. But the beating you just took reminded me of what goes down with Paul Pelosi every Thursday night
Oh, God.
at 2 a.m.
Come on.
for the
man, look at
Naked
this.
Hammer Fight
Crack
Club.
kills.
And just like him,
So you get nothing. You lose.
good day, loser. Damon, back to you.
Oh man, they're destroying you in the Getter chat too. Oh my god.
So there you have it.
Destroying you.
Aaron. Number one, stop laughing. Number two. Number
you want
two,
your check Friday?
Could you?
Yeah, actually, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Damon. I'm so sorry.
Could you put up? Could you put up the? I don't know. It was the third or
traveling
fourth
gnome?
thing in. Could you put in the headline, the Biden headline, from that Rick provided you for his very clever "What even is that?" Yeah, put that. Can we put that up? So I could read that headline again, please.
Sure.
President Joe Biden drops out
Yeah.
of 20. Doesn't say pushed out.
Doesn't have to.
Says drops out.
But the bet was, and you admitted to the bet because you credited Obama, Pelosi, Chuck Schumer. You credited all those people with pushing Joe Biden out of the race.
No,
you admitted it.
No,
It's
it was hot.
It's the third
it was
video.
very hot in the car. It was hot that day. I just ran outside
God.
from my son's basketball game.
Yeah, you're very hot from all
I had
that.
to get
Sitting
in the
down
car.
watching.
The car wasn't on, so I got in. It was like 400 degrees in there.
Boo hoo!
So clearly, I
You sound like a
wasn't.
Secret Service agent that couldn't hang out on the roof.
You know what? if the viewers are good enough to pick our pizza, they're good enough to decide who wins this. Let's put that to a vote.
All right, Kevin's last appearance here on live.
Kevin's gone.
No, come on. It's clear that you guys didn't win.
I just
won.
want Rick and I.
Ask the chat. Let's take a poll in the chat and see who won. Set that up and let me see what the poll looks like.
You guys said
what he just
he
said.
was going to get.
Well, does he listen to him? No.
You guys said he was going to get pushed out after he got the nomination at the thing.
I laid out various scenarios.
I just
of
said
how
they're
they
not
could-
running.
Various scenarios.
And you said he is going to be in it. He's going to be the nominee.
And I
That was
said,
it. Okay.
I said they're
And I
not
said he
running.
wasn't
They're
gonna
not
be the
running that
nominee.
thing. That thing is not running. That's what I
By the
kept
way,
saying.
Slick
All
and
I
I
said.
are anxiously awaiting you to put on your gnome hat. And please,
Let's do that one more time too.
you should go full screen with this. Believe it or not, this is some of Fran's finest work.
Kind of got it all down too. Yeah, geometrically it looks very good.
Oh God,
That's a classic. That may stick with the show for some time.
That is just
So,
Yeah,
amazing.
that may be-
we'll
that may
await
be-
our itinerary, and
Yeah.
we're excited. We're excited for the trip.
We
it's
are.
gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what I'm
that
gonna
trip
pack.
is neither sphere nor there. Trust me.
Oh God. Well, I hate to say it, but I'm taking a quick poll, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's not going well for me.
No, it's not.
Whatever. So, all right, Delgado, very good. What even is that?
That was it, man. What even Welch that? It's a what even Welch that? Damon's suffering from Welchitis. Somebody said that ivermectin helps with Welchitis. I think
my
that was
gosh.
Sloan Dog said that.
It's too good.
Some of Fran's
Did
finest.
you do that in Photoshop, Fran?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's a beauty.
That is just a beauty.
That's one of the
That
best.
is, and it's
that's a
like
classic.
it's like perfectly put together.
I was actually surprised that you noticed it because I wasn't sure if it was just going to slide by that you would just think it's the gnome.
I didn't know it was until it went full screen.
Here's why I noticed it. Here's was your mistake. Okay. Your mistake was when you sent me the everything that was missing. So I went to Google and I got a picture of the Travelocity gnome because that's what all it said was Travelocity gnome, and it wasn't there. So when I came in today, I said to Aaron, I was like, I had to throw that in because there was none in there. And then the one that he made was up on the and I saw it. I said, "That's son of a." And I said, "No wonder it wasn't in there." That was great.
You had the right-sized head for it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that funny, Aaron?
Aaron thinks it's hilarious.
Well, I hear you laughing through four
I
walls
think
of the curtain, so it must be something.
I think it was in line asymmetrically too. You know, the way it had that flair to it.
Yeah.
Kind of took it.
I only had to use the warp tool just a little bit.
Oh,
Oh, that was classic stuff.
Damon, you lost so bad that even Kevin should be able to go.
Big
You wanna go to the Spear for
They were-
UFC, Kevin?
Yeah, I'll go.
They're asking for a gnome shirt now. They want a gnome T-shirt. We'll probably get sued.
Is that a
Dude,
bit?
put that on-
Would a deep, big
Yeah.
deep gnome be a big seller?
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that'll be it. We'll get gnomed in a lawsuit.
Your real penalty is having to do some reads here.
All right.
Talk about killing the vibe, man.
I don't want to get yelled at on vacation.
Yeah. We have what's the next read? Travelocity?
You got 3, so take your pick.
3?
Wow, I'm seeing like 100% we're winning this this poll here
Oh, well.
in the Twixers chat.
Well, you guys just kissed their ass, so what do you expect?
Cat. Paul. Yeah, a little
I
homage,
like how you worked Paul
little
into
homage
this.
to Paul Nolan in there.
Yeah. Paul Nolan. That's funny. That was a good one. That was a good one right there. That with the sphere with our faces on it, it was
I got
beautiful.
The Weather Channel, not the Weather Channel. What's it called? The Wellness Company.
Wellness. Same thing.
The well.
Well, sound like the blues on a Thursday night. Let me talk to you about our friends over at the Wellness Company. Everybody knows the next medical crisis is just around the corner, whether it comes in the form of a pandemic or something much more mundane like a tick bite. You and your family need to be prepared. That's where the Wellness Company comes in. You know the Wellness Company. We have their great doctors like Dr. Peter McCullough on the show all the time. The Wellness Company and their doctors are medical professionals that you can trust, and their new medical emergency kit is the gold standard when it comes to keeping you and your family safe and healthy. Be ready for anything. This medical emergency kit contains an assortment of life-saving medications, including ivermectin and Z-Pak. The medical emergency kit also provides a guidebook to aid in the safe use of all of these life-saving medications. So from anthrax to tick bites to COVID to even a bioweapon like the plague, the Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Rest assured knowing that you have emergency antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics on hand to help keep you and your family safe from whatever the globalists throw at us next. Here's what you do. Go to www.twc.health/voice. That's www.twc.health/voice. And order today. You can use promo code VOICE and save an additional 10%. Go to www.twc.health/voice. Use promo code VOICE for an additional 10%. Who else do I got here, friend? My Patriot Supply?
Yep.
Well, can you feel it now? Something even bigger is coming. Your God-given freedoms are up for the taking. Even worse, those doing the taking are the same people who've sworn to defend your freedom. They think they can violate your right to protect your own family. They think they can force their delusions onto your children. They think they can control the media and hide the truth. But you know what they can't take away? Well, that's your self-reliance and your peace of mind. Got water filtration? Well, you should. How about a charged solar generator? You better. Emergency food on your shelf? Well, get it now. And get it from our friends over at My Patriot Supply. Having served millions of American families, My Patriot Supply is the most trusted name in survival, and for darn good reason as well. Go to mypatriotsupply.com right now, and you can save $200 off their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit. Delivers over 2,000 calories a day, sealed inside practically unpierceable packaging, and it lasts up to 25 years. And did I mention it's also delicious? Go to mypatriotsupply.com, mypatriotsupply.com. Save $200 per kit Free shipping is included as well. What a deal. MyPatriotSupply.com. Go there today. Check it out. MyPatriotSupply.com. All right, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use at checkout. If you do use our code, make sure you send us your receipt showing that you used it when you get it from MyPillow, your confirmation receipt, showing that you used LFS6B as your promo code. If you send it in to LFS6B at yahoo.com, you can get our shirt of the month. We'll send it to you absolutely free as a way to say thank you for using the code. We appreciate it. Send your emails in to LFS6B at yahoo.com. Slick Rick, what's going on?
All right, Big D. Well, tonight kicks off the night where a lot of marriage therapists start rubbing their hands together, waiting for the money to come in because football season starts. And we know what happens. You got football widows abound, right? And then there's a lot of women that like to watch football and leave their men high and dry. So tonight's the first night, Thursday night football, Big D, Canton, Ohio, Hall of Fame game, big Hall of Fame ceremony, of course, on Saturday. We'll have a full report that come Monday. But we got the Bears and Texans, and what do you know? The Texans, Aaron, they're up 17-7 after going up 10-0. Bears cut it to 10-7. We reported a little bit earlier. 56 seconds to go in the first half, and right now, 17-7. The Houston Texans over the Bears. We'll keep you updated on that as well. Major League Baseball, Guardians pounding the Orioles 10-3 in Cleveland. That's in the top of the ninth. Bottom 7, Braves over the Marlins 4-2. End of 5, Cubbies and Cardinals tied at 1 in Wrigley. Earlier today, Royals down the Tigers 7-1. Kevin, not good news again. Boy, you guys are terrible.
3 nights in a row, Rick.
Yeah, awful. And Rockies at the Angels. That'd be the nightcap game, 9:38 out west. Get to a couple of stories. You know, hey, it's all about the Olympics right now. A lot of Olympics to report on. It seems to be all that the sports that's out there right now, but she's a good one, this one here. Katie Ledecky is now the most decorated women's athlete in Olympic history. This is Adam Gretz of Yardbarker. Katie Ledecky continued to add to her incredible legacy on Thursday at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Thanks to Team USA's silver medal in the 4x200 meter freestyle relay, Ledecky was able to collect her 13th Olympic medal. That now makes her the most decorated women's athlete in American history. Ledecky swam the third leg of Thursday's relay, finishing it at 1:54 and 9/3. On Wednesday, Ledecky won the 1500 freestyle by posting an Olympic record to give her 8 career Olympic golds and 12 total medals. That moved her into a tie with Jenny Thompson, Dara Torres, and Natalie Coughlin for the most medals in American women's Olympic history. Thursday's relay put her in sole possession of first place. So congratulations to Katie Ledecky. Good stuff there. And, well, Simone Biles, of course, she was out there as well. Probably the most decorated woman in Olympic gymnastics or gymnastics in general. Simone Biles wins Olympic gold medal and women's all-around final with stunning floor exercise routine. Biles won that last gold medal in the all-around at the 2016 games back in Rio. Simone Biles is going home with another gold medal after claiming the top spot on the podium in the women's gymnastics all-around final on Thursday night, becoming the oldest all-around champion since 1952. Biles, 27, stole the show early on after Yurchenko double pike vault, a complex and difficult vault renamed after the American gymnast in 2023 after she became the first female to land it during international competition. She scored a high of 15.76. A slight slip on the uneven bars wasn't enough to derail her campaign for gold, and a solid 14.56 on the balance beam put her back on top. Biles entered the final rotation with a narrow lead over Brazil's Rebecca Andrade. She's very good. A margin of just 0.16 tenths. But Biles pulled off a near perfect floor exercise routine, scoring a high of 15.6 with her 6th gold medal and 9th overall medal. No other American gymnast has won more than Biles. She is also now the oldest to win the women's all-around since Maria Gorchakova did so at the 1952 Helsinki Games at the age of 30, way back when in the early Olympic days of our teams. So great stuff there. 2 women champions, Ledecky, Biles. So good to see some good news after that wing-ding boxing tournament that we have. So we'll see. Jake Paul offered that young man that fought, you see that? Offered him a place on the undercard.
The girl.
Yeah.
Not the man, the girl.
The girl. Oh, the girl.
Italian
okay.
girl, yeah.
Oh, he did? All right, so
yeah.
we'll see how she does. No, I thought it was the guy. Okay, okay. She's the young lady, the Italian lady, right?
Yeah, who quit the fight because she didn't want to fight the guy.
She's going to give her an opportunity to make
Jake Paul offered her an undercard against a woman and said, "I'd like to see you fight a woman and show what you can do."
And they should give that other guy an undercard against a man. See how he does.
Yeah,
There you
I don't think that's going to.
Of course, it won't happen, and that's a wrap in sports. Big D, back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. We'll do some more sports for the end of the show. Let's do some news with. Well, we don't have time for the news. Stop sending me.
I would say the news is Damon is his new profile picture is the Damon gnome. If you go to X, you'll see it.
It's not funny, Delgado.
It's hilarious. I think people would rather see that than to see you in your hat tonight.
Well, that's definitely not true. People love my hat.
So now when Delgado has a theory, it'll be ET phone gnome.
Well,
they can't all be winners.
I mean, it's you have to acknowledge you have to acknowledge Fran's skills. So
Yes,
now that has become the X profile pic for LFS6B and will remain such
forever.
For probably
and people in the chat are saying it would make a great shirt.
It would. Yep.
It'll last until I do the
I
next
saw that one too. People want coffee mug of the gnome.
How about a conehead hat?
How about a bobblehead?
How about a gnome
funny.
hat?
It's not funny.
A Damon bobblehead.
Yeah.
No.
All right, no more of this. Shuffle, man. That's right there.
Someone said, Damon, you could use this sales of your gnome shirt to pay for the boys' trip.
That's true.
What did somebody say that your new girlfriend is Christy Gnome?
It's going right there. Oh man, that's a good one. Hats off to that one.
Whoever wrote that in the chat.
That's amazing.
Hey, Mark said when you get here to Vegas, we can have some cigars. All right, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Kevin just texted and said, when Damon pays up and you guys go to Vegas, let me know. I'll meet you. So there you go. We got people wanting to meet us.
You know, to everyone on Facebook who's talking about the Olympics, you just gave the update.
Yeah.
I'm not watching either. It was the whole Last Supper drag queen thing, and I'm
not watching either. I'm just reporting.
I can't. That boxing thing just made me sick.
Yeah, it was sick.
Just sick. It was so sad.
Yep, this is what's going on.
I remember the good old days when the men were men and they weren't beating up on women.
Right.
All right, so we'll do news here?
Yeah, we'll do you and Kev.
All right.
You also have your last read here.
That's Birds, right?
Yeah.
These people actually like taking this serious.
571 votes. Can we make it to 1,000 before the end of the night?
Oh, wait, that's not bad.
571 right now on the pizza for tomorrow. Let the audience choose what we should get.
You believe that Vice President Kamala Harris...
571. Meat Lovers is way out in front.
Oh, yeah.
58%.
Wow.
Don't, let the people vote. I mean, somebody might pull that pineapple back up. Look out. Wow, look at the slate now.
I need a Damon gnome for my yard.
Look at the slate.
Look at the slate. It's beautiful.
Oh, there you go. Good. I can go home.
Yeah, go gnome.
I'm going to go gnome.
Yeah.
Go big or go gnome.
There you go. It's like he did both. Wow.
Do not wear your hat to Vegas? Why not?
Oh, come on.
You see some cowboys in Vegas? Come on. We're going to National Finals Rodeo.
Dude, you wear sandals. Can't wear that hat with sandals.
I didn't see my boots.
Oh, man. When I go to Vegas, it's crazy. I'll pull some suits
Me
out,
and Slick together. Me and wearing my boots and my hat.
That's it.
My cowboy jacket. Come on. right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Let me talk to you about our friends from Birch Gold. In these crazy times, there's peace of mind and security. That's right, security for our country, security for our leaders, and security for our families. But think about this. You are not financially secure if all your eggs are in one basket. Gold and silver are an excellent way to diversify your savings. They're a hedge against inflation. They're a physical asset that is in high demand globally, from the wealthy to central banks. And through our friends over at the Birch Gold Group, you can own physical gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Tax-sheltered retirement account. That's right. You can diversify an old IRA or 401k for no money out of pocket into an IRA in gold and silver. This is the one thing you can do to secure your family savings. Text the word America and send it to 989898 and receive a free, no-obligation information kit about gold and learn the role that precious metals can play in your overall savings strategy. Again, text the word America, send it to 989898. Birch Gold has an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of satisfied customers. You can trust Birch Gold. Text America to 989898. All right, let's do some news. Here with the news is Rick Delgado. What's going on?
All right. Well, changing things up a little bit here. The Dow, I don't know if you saw this, Dow closing nearly 500 points lower today as investors fear recession is reawakening. Did you see that?
Well, I saw the market down. Crypto was down big today, kind of rebounded, but there was a lot of talk about whether some of it's due, at least in the crypto world, because Trump talked at a Bitcoin conference. And then, unfortunately, too many people looked at yesterday going to the the conference there that he did, the sit down. Mm-hmm. They saw it as a big loss. And, the markets reflect a dead heat race. So people are concerned that, if you get a Harris Shapiro or a Harris Kelly or whatever, if you get a Harris whatever, your taxes are going up 5 times. Your capital gains are going to double. And so the market market's reflecting the way they perceived, unfortunately, that Trump event yesterday. I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't agree either. But
that's a lot. That's part of it.
Yeah, the Dow dropped nearly 500 points, 494.82 points to be exact, or 1.21%. At the end, it was sitting at 4347.97 at its session lows. The 30 stock index lost 744 points, or 1.8%. It did have a little late rally, but it still came up short. Some fresh data stoked fears over possible recession and the notion that the Federal Reserve could be too late in starting to cut interest rate. Initial jobless claims rose for the most since August of 2023. We're starting to see that trend. And the ISM Manufacturing Index, a barometer of factory activity, came in at 46.8, worse than expected, and a signal of economic contraction. After these releases, the 10-year Treasury yield dropped below 4% for the first time since February. So you have that bad news. And
I listened to the Fed every word yesterday after the CPI decision to leave rates unchanged. They're going to cut in September. There's almost zero doubt about it. I can't imagine any piece of news they could get between now and September that could change their mind, especially after Jackson Hole, where they're going to meet this month. And then in September, I think that at that meeting, they're going to cut probably at least a quarter point, and then we'll see how many, probably for the next eight meetings after that, they're probably going to cut a quarter point every single meeting. So I think they run a risk of recession, but if they start cutting in September, they're cutting because they think it's the right time to do it, and they can lose some policy, and they think inflation. Now they'll start fighting deflation eventually.
Right. Across the board here, Intel is now reporting that they're laying off over 15,000 employees and will stop non-essential work. These are after losses. The chip maker is cutting $10 billion in costs. Intel's on a long, long road to recovery, according to this from The Verge, and over 15,000 workers will no longer be required to come to work because they'll be fired. The chip maker just announced it's downsizing its workforce by over 15% as part of a new $10 billion cost savings plan for 2025, which will mean a headcount reduction greater than 15,000. Intel tells The Verge the company currently employs 125,000 workers, so layoffs could be as many as 19,000 people, which is, again, painful news to share, especially if you're if you're working for Intel or one of the companies that relies on Intel. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, you mentioned Trump sitting down with the National Black Journalist Group yesterday. We have a couple cuts from that. Here's the opening, and this is the part. This is the first the lead up and the first question, which a lot of people were a little surprised with. But I think as more and more people have checked this out, they're starting to say, you know what, Trump actually did very well in answering this and taking on this first question in such a hostile environment. This is cut number 5. Check this out if you haven't already seen it.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States.
Her Megyn Kelly moment.
You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Ooh, language. Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
Yeah, and you hear the crowd. The crowd is definitely it's not a booing crowd as the left would have you try and imagine it would be.
Yep.
That was rude.
Listen, she said, "I'm going to impress all my communist friends in the media. This is my Megyn Kelly moment." It's all I could think of. It's the way she started. The way she launched into that. It was just the way Megyn Kelly tried to get him in that debate back in 2020.
Yeah, remember that? Let me launch with my narrative and pick up the story halfway in between, and you now have to defend it.
And good for, by the way, Harris Faulkner, who today was on air and basically called that woman out and said,
good for her.
How about a little civility of like he said, say hello. So Harris Faulkner was good today. Good for her.
Yeah, here is Donald Trump, and I guess the big moment where he calls out Kamala for basically being a chameleon, just trying to, just like Joe Biden, who will say anything. He grew up in this church and that church and this church and that community, and he had cancer. He was a football player. He was a football star. His uncle got eaten by
cannibals.
By cannibals. He'll say anything depending on the audience he's in front of. This is basically what Trump is doing here. Cut number 1, where he talks about Kamala all of a sudden going from being Indian to now she's being black.
You believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I respect either one. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile.
Yes. Why don't throw my screen up? Throw my screen up, Aaron. Why don't we ask the president himself if she's on the ticket because she's a DEI hire? My screen up. Throw my screen up, Aaron. Why don't we ask the president? Maybe I should get rid of my own. Where's that coming from? Oh, YouTube probably. Sorry about that. Let's ask the president himself about what he thinks of her.
To erase black history. We're going to write black history because it's American history. It's American history. Together we make history, not erase it. To me, the values of diversity, equality, inclusion are literally, and that's not kidding, the
core strengths of America. That's why I'm proud to have the most diverse administration in history that taps into the full talents of our country and starts at the top with the vice president.
Okay, I mean, he said it.
He said it a number of times.
Right.
He's written it. It's on the website for the White House, whitehouse.gov. Go look it up. It's all there. And, of course, that became an issue all over media yesterday, including on Fox, where Neil Cavuto got into it with Senator Kennedy out of Louisiana. Did you guys see this?
Mm-mm.
This is pretty good by Senator Kennedy, blasting Neil Cavuto over his feelings. Check this out, cut number 2.
Is not a serious person. As I said, that she's a bit of a ding-dong. And number 2, that she is a member of the loon wing of the Democratic Party. She's a San Francisco Democrat. She's just like Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, except without the bartending experience.
I'm just wondering, do you worry how that comes across? And maybe you draw no distinction between a female candidate and a male one, and that's fair game, but that this could hurt you with female voters with these type of comments.
Well, let me say it again. The vice president is a candidate for president of the United States. I don't care about her gender. Neil, maybe you do, but I don't. I don't care about her race. I care about her
Then
competence.
why call her a ding-dong?
And I'm telling you what the polling shows. I'm telling you what the polling shows.
You should have
And
said,
it
'cause I
does,
deal
and
with
I'll
it.
be glad to sit down with you and walk you through the polls.
Please do, because I
think
never
that-
know when it's constructive to call people names, Senator. I just, on the left or the right.
Well,
But
I'm
we'll see.
sorry
We'll see how it goes.
I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but let me say it again.
Senator, you keep bringing it back to my feelings. My feelings matter a little. All I'm telling you is if you think you can gain this November calling people names, I don't know how far that goes, left or right, but we'll see. It's still early, to your point.
Your feelings seem to me like they matter to you a lot, Neil, and I'm trying to be objective here. Let me say it again.
Are you really being objective, Senator? I just think you've got a bash-a-thon, a name-calling at her. Oh. If you call that being objective,
Aaron,
I don't know.
What is
But
with this
Senator,
guy?
I do want to thank you for coming.
Neil Cavuto. I mean, guys,
I don't
give me a
get it.
break.
He's a weasel.
Get your panties out of a twist.
Someone
Are you kidding
when he
me?
pees, Neil.
Neil will never.
Maybe he kneels when he pees.
Neil won't bring Chris Murphy on from Connecticut and do the same crying about their party calling Trump Hitler and calling his kids Hitler and calling. He'll never do that.
No.
But for Kennedy, call her a ding dong, which she is, and he knows that because he's dealt with her face to face. Neil. Yeah, this is what you get from him.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Really?
He didn't call her a ring ding.
Or a Twinkie.
Flick book. Jesus.
This post doesn't go against our community standards, but we covered it because it may be sensitive to some people.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
What the?
Well, maybe it was Pelosi.
That's what I was wondering.
Or maybe the unicorn, Rick. People could be sensitive to that.
Who? Other unicorns?
Exactly. Well,
The unicorns segment of society?
Why can't I, submit an appeal? Telling me a bunch of jacket.
Oh, that'll really get you canceled.
X and Rumble.
Yeah, I know. I'm not even on Rumble. Probably where I should go. Trash tube.
Can't even submit.
No, you know why? Because people are sensitive, Big D.
Maybe it was the pizza poll.
That could have been too. Meat lovers. People are sensitive to that. They might have been vegetarians that were upset and wanted that off, right?
You're kidding.
Come on. Why is this not?
You know, those vegetarians, they get upset. They get their mushrooms twisted. Hey, my turnips are twisted. You guys can beat it.
This is a joke. All right, so it's actually still live. You just have to click on it. All right, it actually is still live, but they put some stupid cover on it because they think it's sensitive content.
Well, you got to be sensitive to people. Come on, Big D.
What a joke. What a joke. All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B. Let's do some news with Kevin Downey Jr. He's the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, 10 to 11 each weekday morning, 103.9 LI News right here on Long Island. What's going on, Kev?
Thank you, sir. So, we were talking earlier about how they're whitewashing, or I probably shouldn't say whitewashing, Kamala.
Yeah,
that's probably racist. But you know what I mean? Trying to clean up her her brutal past. Well, Senator Capito from West Virginia recently found out that this is a little, follow me here, folks. You'll see this. It's going to take a half a second. The Inflation Reduction Act, they decided they were going to give some money through the Environmental Protection Agency to groups that Kamala picked, Kamala Harris, and she was looking for equity. This was all in the name of equity. So they were handing out mad stacks to a bunch of these non-governmental organizations, supposedly helping the tree frogs or, something environmental. And it turns out Senator Capito found that these were actually going to communist, anti-American groups. As she put it, she said, we found out that a lot of this money is going out really has little to do with the environment and a lot to do with funding groups that are basically engaged in what I characterize as anti-American activities. They're anti-American, anti-Semitic, anti-Israel, anti-police, and anti-border security. So basically, it was a free handout to, once again, people who play nice with the Democrats. All right, now we saw this with COVID, too. Not quite a handout, but a handful of Democrats were stealing COVID funds, and they were buying houses and bling and whatnot. So one woman took in $15 million. She got 7 years in the Hooskow, but she gave some of that money to who down in Georgia? Well, that would be Fonnie Willis. So you see, they take the money, they share it amongst themselves, and so basically, I can start something called the Beach Cleaners Club. And actually, I'm just a seething, filthy communist. But if I get onto Kamala's radar, she would give me money, knowing full well that I hate the country and I'm helping her bring it down. Obviously, I'm not doing that. That was just an example. But see, Big D, I firmly believe Democrats create things and make money off of it. Who's making money off illegal immigration? Well, that would be Eric Adams in New York City and all his friends with his no-bid contracts. They create problems and then they make money off them, and that's what they're doing here. This wasn't quite a problem, though. This was, we're going to give money to people cleaning up the ocean, and they weren't. They were just a bunch of filthy pinkos. And this is not getting the traction I think it should. because, as you said, they're trying to clean her up.
Well, all of her relationships are not getting the attention it should when it comes to things like CARE and when it comes to Hamas groups and when it comes to front groups and when it comes to all these kind of groups. None of her relationships are getting the attention, and nor are they going to be. She's going to be asked no questions about it. If she picks Josh Shapiro, he'll be asked no questions about how he wants to join a ticket with someone who supports Hamas as a Jewish governor from Pennsylvania. He'll be asked no questions about it. And then if you say anything after she picks him, she's going to say, well, no, she's not anti-Semitic. What are you talking about? Look who she's got as her vice president. Look at her husband. Look at her. Look at this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they'll call you anti-Semitic.
You're the one. Yeah, right. Exactly.
For bringing it up.
Yeah. And you want another one?
Yeah, of course.
So I've been saying this on my radio show. The reason Biden's gone and Kamala's here, they don't think she can win. They just have to keep her polls close enough to cheat and make it'll seem believable. Biden was too far gone. They couldn't pull that off. Kamala, and as you said, she's going to go the Joe Biden route. They're going to hide her and all this whatnot. But we've seen some fake polls. You're going to see more fake polls, folks. But this one is interesting. I'm not a big fan of Nate Silver or 538, but he obviously he hates Trump. But he came out and said there's almost no road for Kamala to win. And he said the real poll, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he even let this go. But he's got Trump's 61% chance of winning. Kamala a paltry 38%.
That's the Electoral College.
Electoral College, yes. Yeah. He suspects Kamala could win the popular vote. But keep in mind, they're finding pockets of illegal immigrants all over the joint who are, some of them already voted. I saw some on video saying, oh, we registered, we already voted. Early voting down here in Georgia, and they've already cast their votes. So watch for the cheat, folks. It's coming. And if you want to know what happens next, go Google Venezuela riot. You'll see people are fighting in the streets there. People are dying. And I fear we could have something that bad happen here if the population, if we the people, even think we've been cheated again. And I'm not suggesting that. I'm not recommending that. I'm saying I'm afraid of that.
Yeah. All right, very good, Kevin Downey Jr. Let's do some sports with Slick before we wrap it up. Slickster, sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. MyPillow is the code. The code is LFS6B. MyPillow is the place to use that code. Great stuff from Mike Lindell, as always. What's going on?
All right, Big D, update from Canton. Chicago has gone ahead of the Texans 21-17. Chicago QB Brett Rippon having a great night, 11 of 15, 166 yards, and 3 touchdown passes.
Oh, there goes my under.
Interceptions. So, yeah, the under's off the table. And I don't know if we'll see. I mean, if the Texans can get a touchdown, I keep calling them the Titans. The Houston Texans can get a touchdown, then they can go up ahead. We only lay in 2.5, so we'll see. Back and forth, but they were up 17-7, the Texans, but 2 unanswered touchdowns there by the Bears, giving them the lead for so far. So we'll see what happens with that. And, we'll get to one quick story. We got a report. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Army recruitment deal flops may have hurt enlistment efforts. This is David Eng of Breitbart. A partnership between the U.S. Army and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to help boost falling enlistment figures has reportedly backfired, resulting in an $11 million loss with nothing to show for it. The high-profile marketing deal likely didn't lead to a single new Army recruit. According to a report from military.com, which reviewed the internal documents, the service may have even seek to get some of its money back. To make matters worse, the partnership could have actually hurt Army recruitment with a projected loss of 38 enlistments. During the 2020 election, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson publicly endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, a move that clearly wouldn't have endeared him to the type of young working-class males who typically sign up for military service. Nevertheless, the Army chose Johnson with the intent to leverage the Hollywood star's vast social media following as a way of reaching the Gen Z cohort. The Army valued each social media post at $1 million and was expecting 5 of them, but Johnson apparently did not meet that very low threshold, making only 2 of the 5 social media posts, according to the report. As part of the deal, the Army also teamed up with the UFL, the minor league football team organization, to feature prominent Army branding during games, including the service logos on players' uniforms. Johnson is an owner of the league. In total, the Army wants to recoup $6 million from the UFL, according to the report, though it was unclear how the service came up with that figure. So, I don't know. The Rock sounds like the Army's caught between a rock and a hard place. I don't think they're going to get that money, Big Day. I really don't. But we'll see what happens. But that's bad to hear because we want to see people enlisting in our Army. And, if you look back, the Iraq. I mean, he didn't make maybe a good decision back in 2020. Now, did he, Big D? Riding with Biden and Kamala. Geez, who's he going to vote for this year? Maybe we ought to throw him in the ring with the Hulk and see what happens. Here we go. That's a wrap in sports, Big D. Back to you.
I question who. Throw up my screen, Aaron. I question who Lindsey Graham's going to vote for this year. And again, I just don't know when it's going to stop. President Trump embracing these people. Here's Lindsey Graham tonight in the Florida Senate.
And I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes. I hate that, but now we have...
So just in case you know... We didn't get there because President Trump opposed it.
Right.
So Lindsey just feeding right into the left.
Yep.
The left's claim all along. This is, and then every time we hear, unfortunately, from Lindsey Graham, he's a great guy. He's great. Lindsey and I are going to play golf. And this is what you get from him.
A private citizen.
Make it make sense, please, somebody.
A private citizen made Congress not do a deal. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, President Trump opposed it, so of course it didn't work.
He's a lizard person.
That'll be the next commercial we'll start seeing.
Yep.
As always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines protecting us. Thanks, guys, on the show. Aaron, Fran, great job as always. Rick Delgado, great job on What Even Is That? Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. Friday night pizza. It's a me, lovers. You've decided.
Bring your hat.
Bring your hats. Tomorrow night. We'll see you at 8 p.m. right here live from Studio 6B.